video is out. Let's react. Hello. Welcome back to What She Said Sports, everybody. Excuse me, I might have to sneeze. Okay, you saw the thumbnail, and it's true. Ty Monken at the NFL Combine was very gracious with Shedeur Sanders' elite skill set. In other words, he's not going on the record to deny it, right? But what he is doing is saying that Shedeur's going to have to earn it again. He knows he's elite. He has historical data into his performances, but he still has to earn it in an open competition again. And he closed his sentence by saying, I don't know why that wouldn't happen. Ty Monken, come on into my office. Have a seat. Let me tell you why it would not happen. For one, the young man has already proved himself. Why are we trying to, for when it comes to Shedeur, not look at his college years, but with Bo Nix, we're perfectly fine. Well, considering his college career. Why is it that Shedeur had to compete in Cleveland, won the competition, and Dylan still was put ahead of him? How is it that Shedeur, who you have confirmed is elite, why is he having to consistently prove himself just because you're new? His data and performances have not changed. Ty Monken, step into my office. What do you mean you don't know why it wouldn't happen? To constantly ask Shedeur Sanders to prove himself and not acknowledge what you acknowledge for every other quarterback, not asking every other quarterback to prove themselves, asking him to compete, and when he wins, the organization you just joined setting you up for failure because he won that competition. And because you're new, you want there to be a new competition. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You don't get to just kick out the old quarterback because you're new. In fact, that opens the door for what? It starts with the C, corruption. If you want to get rid of the current quarterback, you bring in a new head coach and he can toss him to the wind despite the fact that he's successful. Absolutely not. At this point, the petition shouldn't even worry about accountability from the Browns. It's time for Browns ownership to start what? Demanding new ownership. This is not incompetence. This is corruption. Shedeur has to prove himself again. Why? He just proved himself. What has changed since the last time he proved himself? You just got a new coach. And as far as we know, that's why you have a new coach, so you can justify making someone who's already proven that the owner went on the record saying, he wasn't my pick, indicating I'm not happy with him here. You're just trying to push Shedeur out. I warned y'all that Ty Monken was Stefanski 2.0 minus the obvious abuse. And understand me when I say they sat down and they strategized. They talked about, well, with Stefanski being here, it was turning into a PR nightmare. And in January, the owner's saying we have to do better for the fans. Yes, you do. And what do they know? They know the fans like Shedeur Sanders. They know the fans believe in Shedeur Sanders. So the guys are bringing in a new coach and pushing out the problematic one. The fans are supposed to sit back and go, oh, okay, I guess we have to rebuild because Monken here. No, we don't. It's actually a travesty that the Browns had the number 2 defense and were this close to having an elite offense. So elite quarterback that Monken has acknowledged is elite, that elite quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, got them to the playoff hunt. What else did Shedeur Sanders do? More than any other quarterback for this franchise since its inception. So why is he competing again? See, Shedeur hasn't proven he's not the guy. And because he's proven he is, they want him to prove it every other week, every other day. But will it matter? Because it didn't matter last time. Takes me back to the corruption. So seemingly with the new coach, the owner wants to push the same script with the same devalue Shedeur. They tried their hardest to upend that kid, even trying to rip off his fingernail using his own teammates, using an O-line that's inept. Fans have said, stop talking about a quarterback. You have your franchise quarterback. Instead, the Browns ownership need to be forced to explain why they do not want Shedeur, who is elite, to be their quarterback, who the fans have rallied behind. Explain it. Coming in with some arbitrary process of getting a new coach because you want to put it on Todd Monken's shoulder for him to come out and say Shedeur has to compete, that's not going to fly with the fans. It didn't fly last year when Dillon failed, and it's not going to fly to ask this young man to compete again. Nothing has changed since he competed last time. And you didn't even bother to give a damn about the competition that he won. Instead, you set him up in a game against the Rams. So how do fans know you're not going to do the same thing this year? Run a sham of a competition, set him up to fail in the preseason, start him late, let him play the most of the games so you can laugh in a back room that you're exploiting him for likes and clicks, but you're never going to give him a fair opportunity because you're waiting on your great white hope. That's what Todd Monken has signed up for. The fans are not going to let this slide. This is corruption. We've moved beyond sabotage last year to full-on organizational corruption. Dillon had to prove nothing. It's documented. Remember the video I shared with Mary Cabot? Oh, Dillon has already had first-team reps with the offense and defense. Shedeur hasn't. Why not? Shedeur was a better quarterback in college than Shedeur. Why? Than Dillon. Why is it okay to look at Dillon's college performance, but not Shedeur's? Again, it's giving collusion. The same collusion in the draft is continuing in Cleveland, and it's corruption. Now, how high up does the corruption go? Is it just the Browns, or is this coming from the 32 owners that passed on Shedeur 5 times? And the owners are trying to shield themselves from liability for colluding against this young man, which is documented. So the job is to contain him in Cleveland like they're doing Deshaun. Monken is also on the record talking about Deshaun deserves a fair opportunity. He deserved a fair opportunity when you drafted him for $230 million, but you never gave it to him. Browns insiders are saying that the Browns are seemingly really serious about Malik Willis and Ty Sampson. Okay, the Browns going to need to explain why they even are considering another quarterback when they already have 4. And if you swap out Dillon, who's a 3rd-round pick, should you really be getting a 1st-round pick or paying anybody $40 million other than Shedeur Sanders? Todd Monken think he can sail in after setting up Lamar and setting up Shedeur. I warned y'all to be cautious about any of the talking points coming from Todd Monken. I was right when you saw him meet Shedeur. People realized what was going on, trying to celebrate that we were going to draft you at 144 or 143 or 145. So we don't have to acknowledge you a 1st-round pick. That is the one thing the NFL, by way of the Cleveland Browns, refuses to do. Acknowledge that Shedeur is a 1st-round pick because they don't want to be liable for taking him off the board. Todd Monken, they putting this on your shoulders, boo. So you going to catch it. You going to catch it. Jerry Jeudy caught it. Stefanski caught it. Dillon caught it. It's your turn. You signed up to follow the script to devalue and derail Shedeur Sanders. The Browns talk about everything other than trading Shedeur Sanders, which is giving the impression they are restricting his movement, which is the very definition of collusion. Come on in to my office, Todd Monken. I warned y'all. that he was on that BS, that he was sticking to the script, that his job is to get the team ready for 2027 in their great white hope. It is discriminatory for the Browns to continuously ask Shedeur to prove himself with no end in sight. Perpetual competitions that will never amount in this kid being QB1. But going on the record and saying he's elite and he can be QB1 if he earns it. If you already know this, why does he need to earn it? If it's already documented and he already earned it, why does he have to show and prove again? Because they do not want him to be QB1, and seemingly they've convinced themselves that they've devised the plot to make sure that just like they held him back last year, they're going to hold him back this year. Bet. Because the fans are not letting it slide. So, Ty Monken, you free to go. So we're talking about ownership and malfeasance and corruption within the Browns. The Browns haven't once had the conversation for Shedeur to be traded. And if he's traded, it better be at QB1. Because this could all be a ruse for fans to push for Shedeur to be traded. And they're like, cool, here you go. And he's traded at anything other than a QB1 and forced to go somewhere else and compete, just like Malik Willis. Talking about Malik Willis or Ty Sampson is taking the audience's temperature to see which one you'll accept. Neither, because Shedeur Sanders is QB1. Remember the anthem, we're good. Fans will push back. This is corrupt behavior. It is also reeking of discriminatory behavior against Shedeur Sanders stemming from the draft. So instead of containing Shedeur Sanders and trading him so he could play great football, the draft sabotage and collusion continues in Cleveland seemingly in year 2. So we got the draft, year 1 in Cleveland, and now year 2. The sabotage has already started, and they're already openly discussing derailing his career and discriminating against him. No need to talk about accountability again. Fans need to start echoing new ownership now for the Cleveland Browns. Enough of this. Fans want to see good football. The Browns need to take a page out of the WNBA and understand the backlash is coming your way. No more placating the fans, saying this year or next year will be the year, when the Browns owner is clearly on the record in September stating what? That they're having a bill for 3 years. The Browns need to prove why it is that Shedeur Sanders is being singled out, why Shedeur Sanders is made to show and prove and not Dylan, why it is he's on the record as the best quarterback they've had since franchise inception, with the records that he's broken there and getting them to the playoff hunt after he was held back. The Browns also need to understand, explain why they were so optimistic that Kevin Stefanski get another job after they fired him. The Browns have a lot of explaining to do, starting with why the organization is beyond dysfunctional and has moved into corruption, derailing its own quarterbacks. And how many quarterbacks' careers have you derailed? And how many of them were Black? It's time to investigate. But first, you need to start with the pushback. We're clearly not getting accountability, only placating. And the Browns think they're going to make this kid's life a living hell next year. I got news for them. Fans not letting this slide. Just like the fans were vocal last year, get ready. It's time for new ownership in Cleveland. The NFL already knows it. NFL Insider said the Browns will be the Browns as long as they have the current ownership. Why is there no sense of urgency to replace inept ownership? Why is it fans have to resort to staying home and resort to petitions? The Browns and the Browns media are calling themselves trying to bully Shedeur Sanders. The fans not going to let it slide. So we'll take a listen to Monken's question when you can hear him talking about Shedeur. And there's a lot of sound bites and talking points out here, but it's all BS because actions speak louder than words. There is absolutely no reason for a quarterback that just proved himself at the back half of last year to have to prove himself this year, because just like you took into consideration Bo Nix and his college career, and you use it to justify him as a starter, which you had absolutely no problem with. Why do you have a problem with Shedeur Sanders, who's better than Bo Nix, being a starter? I heard Todd Monken say that Shedeur Sanders is elite. Does he have a long way to go? Sure, but what rookie doesn't? A lot of rookies ball out in their first year, including Bo Nix. So what the hell is he talking about? Why is it that he thinks a rookie has a long upside when it's proven that rookie quarterbacks can take their teams far, like Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud, Bo Nix, Brock Purdy? See, there's a list that proves that rookie quarterbacks are elite in the league. And the Browns, who were going to draft Shedeur at number 2 overall, know he's elite because you were going to draft him at number 2 overall. You were going to pay him $40 million. You got him at a deep discount. You actually made him play more games than Dylan. And now you want him to try out again, to audition again. Absolutely not. The Browns have a lot of explaining to do on a prospect that they spent an extensive amount of time with for number 2 overall, which means you knew his skills were elite. And now your new head coaches are verifying that his skills are elite. So what is he competing for? To make his life harder? Why don't you want this young man to be the elite quarterback you pre-draft with extensively? Is it too much melanin? Because you already have your sights set on somebody whose last name is Manning over at UT? That didn't work out last year, and it might not work out next year. So the fans are being stalled. The Browns are stalling. They were comfortable with losing in 24 when the quarterbacks were black. They were comfortable in losing with 2025 with Shedeur, who put them in the playoff hunt. And Kevin Stefanski made sure they exited that playoff hunt. And the media in Cleveland never even talked about it. Seemingly, the media and the Browns have no interest in going to the playoffs with Shedeur leading the way. Are the Browns holding Shedeur back because they don't want to win until Arch Manning arrives? And how do you sell that to your fans? How do you sell that to fans who know Shedeur can win now? So there's a list of quarterbacks that have been successful in their first year. So Todd Monken's argument that does he have a long way to go? Shedeur does not have a long way to go. We all watched the Panthers game. We watched several games. We watched Shedeur be set up and still succeed. We watched Shedeur go toe-to-toe and damn near tied up with who? Josh Allen, who they respect. And they want to act like all of that didn't happen and he has to start all over again. Absolutely not. So I don't know what the Browns' goal truly is, but harassing Shedeur, derailing Shedeur, exploiting Shedeur, devaluing him before he moves on to another team or while he's in Cleveland seems to be the goal. And it's all discriminatory. And more importantly, it's corruption. It's time for new ownership for the Cleveland Browns. And that's what fans need to be pushing for. All right. So some of the information that came out of Cleveland today is that the Browns have had a conversation about getting new wide receivers, a conversation we said that they should have already had. The two names floated about are Chris Olave from New Orleans and Marvin Harrison Jr. from Arizona. Now, we know a wide receiver that they could pair up with Shedeur Sanders. And in fact, he will probably fit in financially with the current wide receivers that are on the roster. But I haven't heard his name, Zay Weaver. Why wouldn't they consider Zay Weaver, considering he played with Shedeur and they were successful? Let's talk about the contracts of these two players' names that are floating about, Chris Olave is in his 4th year. This is his last 4th year of that contract, which means when the Browns sign him, they can determine how much to pay him. Chris Olave is also one of the leading receivers, or the leading receiver for the New Orleans Saints. And if you recall Shedeur Sanders' conversation right before the draft, he was on Max Crosby's show. They asked him about QB wide receiver pairings, and he mentioned Chris Olave. This is when people thought Shedeur might actually fall to the Saints. So I could see Chris Olave coming to Cleveland because of his contract. But I watched the Saints for a little bit. I could also, even though Chris Olave had a good year, see them pushing him out in favor of somebody who's more supportive of a check down king. Being a wide receiver with 1,000 yards with a check down king, that doesn't work. So I think he's the more likely candidate of the two, because Marvin Harrison Jr. just got drafted not too long ago. And he's in the midst of his contract, and it's top heavy. They owe him about 22 to 25 million guaranteed. And as we know, they already have Jerry Jeudy over there. So I don't know why they would want to get Marvin Harrison Jr. unless they think they can control him, or they'll send Jerry Jeudy to Arizona. I don't know why Arizona is a hot mess. And it continues to always be a hot mess. I happen to think they don't want to be successful because they also have black quarterbacks. It seems to be an epidemic or a pattern of behavior in the league. So let me know what y'all think about wide receiver conversations taking place with the Browns with Chris Olave and Marvin Harrison Jr. Of course, I vote for Zay Weaver, but the Browns are unserious. So I don't even see Weaver's name coming up because it should have already. They normally take those things into consideration. They actually talk to the quarterbacks. See, the quarterbacks have a lot of influence until the quarterbacks are knocking on the door with black QB1s starting on 17 of the 32 teams. Suddenly they have to compete instead of being drafted in the first round and being an inherent QB1. So the quarterback position, which was the most important position on the team, is being stripped of power and influence because they don't want the black quarterbacks to have the power and influence. Cam Ward was allowed to bring in Restrepo. So it would make sense for Shedeur to bring in a receiver or a slot receiver that he would be paired up with. It would make sense for the Browns to build around Shedeur, but they want to have every conversation but building around Shedeur, committing to Shedeur, and or trading Shedeur. What do the Browns want? Seemingly is to harass and or humiliate and collude against Shedeur. So we'll see which of the receivers land, if anybody. If anybody. Andrew Berry's been boasting about these big post-off-season plans or free agency plans. Yeah, they've had plans since they've been there and haven't really done much but create a revolving door for a lot of different people. The Browns had stacked teams before. It seems the GM, even before Berry goes out, puts all these teams together, gets all of this talent, only for the ownership to derail it all. Seemingly, the ownership is the one who has the problem with black leadership, using Andrew Berry's melanin to devalue black players, including black quarterbacks, black rookies for sure, undrafted free agents for sure. And Andrew Berry is seemingly too willing to allow it to happen to shield the ownership from the racism of overpaying white players who are lesser talented and underpaying black players who are immensely talented. In other words, using the system as a wealth transfer system rather than to operate a professional football league that is expected to be competitive. So I don't know what it is the Browns actually want, but they're not doing themselves any favors. And rather than assuming that they control the world, you couldn't control your fans last year, and you're not going to control them this year. So being arrogant and narrow-minded will cost you, as well as the racism you are perpetuating in that organization. The owner got upset at the thought of people calling the franchise dysfunctional. How about corrupt? How about documented corruption? How about playing musical chairs with coaches so you can derail your black quarterbacks? Racism is expensive. And it's time the Browns find that out. All right, so let's move on to Colorado. All right, so I think I have a poll left before that. This is the poll I put out earlier, and thank y'all for answering it. I said, should the Browns QB Shedeur Sanders have to compete in another competition in year 2, or has he proven he's QB1 from stellar college career, rookie training camp, winning the 2025 competition, preseason win versus the Panthers, and 7-game performance in 2025 in the regular season, getting the Browns to the playoff hunt? Only 25% of the people said he should compete. 75% said no. He's proven QB1. Why do I take the pulse of fans? And 60 is a good sample size because it proves what I'm saying is correct. The fans will push back. The fans are not having it. And if the owner was truly serious that we have to be better, do better for our fans, he will consider all of the fans that spend their time and their money to invest in this team, to invest in supporting the players on this team, and stop placating the fans and only choosing to see people that are on the ground in Cleveland, which is hella short-sighted because you give a damn that we watch at home. We matter. Shedeur Sanders fans matter. And if you think they don't, then you need to trade Shedeur because fans not going to let this slide. Mark my words. Or, as they say, bet. So if you haven't taken a poll, go check it out and, just drop your opinion on what you think. But as you can see, overwhelmingly, people believe that Shedeur has already earned the QB1 spot. So Monken has just walked into something that could potentially destroy his reputation as a coach. All right, so this was from earlier. I tried to share this. I don't know why you can't hear the questions they're asking him, but you can hear his response. He's being asked about Shedeur. I don't know why you can't hear these reporters.
Sure. We've seen it. You saw it in college. I think what you see is elite playmaking ability. That's in him. You've seen it. We've seen it. You saw it in college. You saw it on tape last year. Sure, there's a ways to go, but what rookie isn't? I mean, what first-year player doesn't have a long way to go?
And you see that? What first-year player doesn't have a long way to go? Bo Nix, C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels, Brock Purdy, all of these quarterbacks are proven that they can come out of college and lead a team at year 1. And this seems to be a problem. I remember people talking when you think about Cam Ward and how he was the number 1 pick overall, but they wanted him to compete with Will Levis, who had failed the year before. See, having the conversation, devaluing these rookie quarterbacks by saying they have a long way to go before they can start, that's actually false. There's evidence to support that they can be successful, but nobody complains that Bo Nix can start. Nobody. And Minnesota turned over the keys to J.J. McCarthy without him having 0 film after his rookie year. So Todd Monken, be careful, is pushing and perpetuating the philosophy that rookie quarterbacks aren't ready yet. That's false. That is false. What it is they've overpaid some of these 2% battery lifers. They want to keep the Aaron Rodgers around. They want to keep Phillip Rivers around. And then they're underpaying the rookies, and they don't want to put the rookies out here to show up the overpaid vets in the 2% battery lifers. But Bo Nix can go. C.J. Stroud went, and look at what happened to him his sophomore year. Jaden Daniels took his team far, and look at what happened his sophomore year. Lamar Jackson was a unanimous MVP after his rookie season. So Todd Monken is incorrect. He's sticking to the script. Whose script is it? Browns ownership. It's time for new ownership. for the Cleveland Browns. This is ridiculous. Actions speak louder than words. And saying all of these elite nice things about Shedeur, but that rookie quarterbacks, have a long way to go, it's ridiculous. How can you call him elite in one breath, and when you exhale, you're saying, but he's not ready yet? That's ridiculous. He proved without any development from the Browns in that Panthers game, making surgical throws, that he's ready to go. But they don't want him to be, and the Browns should be forced to explain why they want to derail a QB1 ready rookie quarterback. They should be forced to explain that. That's the problem. They talk about the team, there's no accountability in the team. There's no accountability for ownerships derailing their own black quarterbacks.
So I'm excited to get started with him and all of our quarterbacks and all of our players.
Do you feel like you have to have QB1?
I'm excited to get started with him and all of our quarterbacks and all of our players. So what they don't want to do in any conversation is set aside Shedeur as a starter, as if it's some kind of cardinal sin not to commit to your quarterback. Stefanski's having the same conversation in Atlanta. Oh, it's February. We don't want to give out quarterback positions. So what they're doing, where there are black quarterbacks, they have to compete. They can't be committed to. So let me guess, how long before we hear that Tennessee isn't committed to Cam Ward? And if Tennessee is committed to Cam Ward, why the hell is the Browns not held accountable for not committing to Shedeur? And Stefanski once again held accountable for not committing to Michael Penix Jr., who the owner said was what? QB1. What did I tell y'all about that statement? I cautioned y'all. It's about to be some bullshit, because they knew when they hired Stefanski, they were giving him the green light to choose his own quarterback and move a black quarterback out the way. All of these moves, when you hear them talk about Arizona or Malik Willis or Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward or hell, anybody black, it's so they can make sure there's not 17 black starting quarterbacks before the season starts, because they seem to think the league will implode. The fans don't give a damn. We just want to see good football, but the owners are still colluding from the draft, are still colluding in the offseason, including Stefanski. So I see they haven't learned anything yet by keeping Stefanski around. He's using the same script from Cleveland. They left a copy for Monken. He's using it too. Let's see who else uses it where they don't want to commit to their QB1.
Going into training camp, or is that something you open, Shedeur, Deshaun, whatever QB?
You would hope that that's the case. You would hope that by the time you get to training camp that the reps that you're giving to a quarterback is for your starter. Whether we get to that place, I don't know. That'll be determined in the offseason as part of it. It's just another part of the piece.
What Todd Monken needs to understand is, sir, you're new to this equation. This is a team with a number 2 defense. You actually had a well put together offense until ownership seemingly supported Kevin Stefanski intimidating and or coercing and or potentially bribing players to dirt dive and to start skipping on their routes and not make adjustments to play the best players. That's not going anywhere, because they're going to use that script again. So Monken has walked into a firestorm that was never put out when Stefanski left.
You used the phrase open competition at that position. Is there an open competition?
Sure. I think it's an open competition. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't be an open competition. And I don't mean that saying it harshly, but I don't think there's enough on film over the last couple of years, one way or the other, to say.
Is he kidding me? There's not enough on film for the last couple of years? Excuse me? But how did Bo Nix get to be? How did Brock Purdy get to be then? If there's not enough film. Anything. so that Shedeur Sanders can't be QB1. Anything to prevent there from being 17 black starting quarterbacks. There's not enough on film. How about there's how many years on film in college? 4? And he's already been in the league for 1 and done more than any other Browns quarterback. So what the hell is he talking about? This is just an asinine conversation. The same it was when Andrew Berry was talking about, well, we didn't get the O-line like we wanted to because we had to pivot. No, bullshit. You benched Wyatt Teller because you were retaliating against him for supporting Shedeur. These lies and malfeasance are not going anywhere now. It's just piling up on Monken's shoulders. And it needs to reach the front office and ownership. This is why screw we want accountability. Push for new ownership. This is ridiculous. Somebody who actually wants to own a competitive sports team and everything that comes with that, rather than play out their racial politics and their plantation fantasies on black quarterbacks and black players, using Stephen from the Django starring Andrew Berry. So I'm going to continue to caution you about Monken and help you to understand that he's sticking to the script that they had last year. The name of that script, devalue and derail Shedeur Sanders by any means necessary, including injury. Isn't that what happened to Michael Penix Jr.? Isn't that what happened to Deshaun? What's the difference? So Ty Monken can miss me with the bullshit because that's all he's selling. That's all he peddling. All right, so let's move on to Colorado. So shout out to Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. Coach Prime made some moves this week, I guess, to bolster up the defensive coordinator and the defensive line. So one of the coaches he hired for the defensive line, Dante Carter, owned or either was a part of like a trainer for Trench Sports Training. And I liken him to Select QB. Select QB has a stellar roster list of successful quarterbacks. Well, Dante Carter has a successful list of defensive players, linemen, on 26 NFL teams, and not just 1 or 2. In some cases, 5 or 6 on 26 NFL teams. Now, I told members earlier today that you would think the NFL would have snapped him up. But then again, there seems to be a problem here when it comes to celebrating Black excellence. And clearly, the grad assistant, now defensive line coach, is Black excellence. Then there's also a new addition. If you remember, there was a coach that came in and introduced himself, Mave. I think he is now the defensive coordinator because, thankfully, no longer with the Colorado program, Rob Livingston. I asked how they felt about that, and most people said they loved it. I'm like, I did too. I believe this move gives Colorado a fair chance with coaches that Coach Prime can trust that are exceptional in their talents. Now, I hope and pray that all the rot has been removed. We know that this program is the target of sabotage year in and year out. But the move that Coach Prime has made is given all in that he had the opportunity to bring on Brennan Marion, OC, and now the new DC and a new defensive line coach. Some people are worried that it's so close to spring practice. I'm not concerned about that. For one, Dante Carter was already a grad assistant. So it was just a matter of time before he was elevated. And when you have such exceptional clientele and the sheer volume of clientele in a professional sport, yeah, he's a shoe-in. His experience can elevate him. His pro experience definitely can elevate him from grad assistant to a full-time coach. I mean, this man has clients on 26 teams. There's only 32 teams. And not just any teams. We're talking about the Broncos. Did they just go to the playoffs? He had like 5 or 6 players on the Broncos, the Texans. Name a team. I think I even saw the New Orleans Saints on there. But I didn't see Cleveland. I was looking. Not a surprise. So congratulations to Coach Prime for that. I saw, Juju today leading. I think they're going to do fine. I don't think there's going to be an issue just because, Pecco left and Livingston has moved on now. It's rumored that Livingston was picked up by the Denver Broncos. I find that very interesting because he's been right there all along, and so have they. Why did they wait so late? I asked that question and posed it to members. I'll just ask y'all what y'all think about Livingston being gone, and what do you think about the timing of it? I don't think Coach Prime is deterred. I don't think he's bothered by it. I think he had plans. We talked about it. The Sanders men have plans. And that's a good segue to Shedeur. All right. So we talked about in a video, we talked about Shedeur's unboxing. And I caught something that he said in his unboxing. And we talked about it in the members live stream earlier today. And I want to just see if anybody else caught it. Does anybody remember what Shedeur said as he was opening gifts and thanking his friends, some people from Canada that sent him some nice gifts? Do you remember what he said afterwards? Let me know what you think about what he said afterwards. I'm just saying, it's always good to have options. So let's see if we can look into this video. And what I said I wanted to do, this is the reaction video I made. I asked people questions, and I saw people in the comments saying that they sent Shedeur's gift and he looked at it. So we're going to look at the first half of it together. So y'all can tell me which gift was yours. I know we had one person that said they gave him the Bible. If you remember, there was like a Bible, and he said they even knew my middle initial was the letter D. So let's check this out. And if your gift comes up, let me know which is your gift. And I'm probably going to ask you a question about it. All right. Wake up, wake up. The legendary Shedeur Sanders post office box haul is up. The video is out. Let's react. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hype me up. Welcome back to what she said. This is the overnight edition. You up? All right. So I was getting ready to log off for the day when I received the notification. Shedeur Sanders post office box haul is up. I'm like, what? So what do? I watch it and I think to myself, man, I knew this would be good. I knew he would get a lot of gifts, but you know what? It exceeded my expectations. So let's see how it all got started.
Yeah, I really love gifts. I don't think for Christmas I got much. So if anybody out there want to send me gifts, I'll post my P.O. box online and just please send clothes, anything, jewelry, bags. Because all my bags got stolen when my house got robbed. So.
And he did get a bag. I saw at least one. Let me know if y'all saw more than that.
Appreciate y'all.
All right. So fans answered the call. Let's get into it.
I guess y'all see I love them beanies like this.
Somebody said they sent the beanies. Somebody in the comments, if y'all still over here, somebody said that was me that sent the beanies. I was like, okay, because I like the one he was wearing. I kept asking, was that like a Gatorade? So if you hear him shout your stuff out, let me know, because I'm going to have a question.
What's up, in the Browns friend? For a minute, all too happy to add you to the roster. Wishing you all the best offseason, whoever's coming next. Hope this replaces you learning very can. Appreciate it. For my friends in Canada, I'm gonna come see y'all soon.
Canada.
Happy belated
Okay,
Christmas.
did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? So my friends in Canada. What else did he say? Let's go back just a little bit. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it.
Clothes, anything, jewelry, bags. Because all my bags got stolen when my house got robbed. So appreciate y'all.
All right. So fans answered the call. Let's get into it. All right, here we go.
I guess y'all see I love them beanies like this. What's up, in the Browns friend? For a minute, all too happy to add you to the roster. Wishing you all the best offseason, whoever's coming next. Hope this replaces you learning very can. Appreciate it. For my friends in Canada, I'm gonna come see y'all soon.
Canada. I'm gonna come see y'all
Christmas.
soon.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna come see y'all soon. To my friends in Canada, I'm gonna come see y'all soon. I checked. I said, well, when does Canadian football start? Just in case while he on vacation, he might want to pop in June 4th. June 4th. Could you see a scenario? This is a real question. Can you see a scenario based on what is currently being discussed with this young man having to compete again? And once again, it doesn't matter. Trying to put him through the ringer for a second year, sabotage him for a second year, derail him for a second year, play in his face for a second year with no real intentions of him being QB1 earned, because he already earned it. Can you see a real scenario where at June 4th, this young man is playing in Canada? Yes or no? Let me know your thoughts. And if you say yes, let me know what you're responding to by the time I get to the comments. Let me know your thoughts.
Oh my gosh, did she send popcorn? Whoever sent this is my love language.
Shout out to y'all. I'm watching this
If you
boy.
give me a popcorn and I don't know. I'm really finna sit down while I'm doing all this.
Shout out to whoever sent the popcorn. That means you pay attention because Shedeur loves popcorn. He's gone to ask his mom when they lived in Boulder to make him some popcorn. And whoever sent it shot a double shout out because they said to share with your leading lady, meaning his mom, who he loves to make him some popcorn. That's paying attention. That's awareness. That's paying attention. Shout out to whoever sent the popcorn and send me some too. All right, let's get back to it. But I just want to compliment y'all on the gifts that y'all sent and how much detail and attention y'all paid to this young man, and how I noticed the media didn't really talk about it today. They talk about it when he tie his shoes, but not all the love he's getting. One of the things they do not like is how many fans this young man has and how much love he gets, because they're spending all of their time trying to destroy him. And that's a problem for them. Let's keep going.
Honestly, this is gonna take
So y'all, I'm watching this,
long.
and one of the things that jumps out at me
Smell good.
is all of the
You
merch.
missed the artwork.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Oh, for the cover.
we need that.
Oh, that's hard.
See, now we talking business.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this fire. Hold on, let me just finish these real quick. Sorry to hear about your home being invaded. Yeah, appreciate it. I shouldn't even went to the store.
So, he's taking the time to go through the boxes to read the messages.
It smells so good.
And at some point, it gets crazy with nothing but merch.
Susan,
Yep.
this is nice. Definitely. Notepad, lit.
Notepad.
Stay busy, but have fun. That's what I'm on right now.
Yep. I like that. Stay busy, but have fun. And as you can see, Shedeur is totally unbothered. People said he looks rested. People pointed out how rested he looks, how unbothered he looks, how happy he is. See, this is a win for Shedeur. And I know when he went to record this, he wasn't thinking about all of that. But that's what fans are picking up on. That despite what the hell happened, this guy right here is tough, and he's back at it. And everything that they did rolled off of his shoulders. And I don't think the Canada is anything to be dismissed, because do not forget, Coach Prime has connections with Canadian football. We talked about this last year. They were starting to build a pipeline last year to get players to go to Canada. And since the NFL is doing what? Shunning CU with no invites from the combine, thinking they're going to ruin his program. Those connections in Canada just might be utilized and strengthened, and a certain quarterback might decide. And I could see it being profitable, because I looked up Canadian football. They turned a $10 million profit year over the last year. So their league is growing. It's not a very big league, but see, Shedeur doesn't need the money. Shedeur wants to play. And the exposure Shedeur could bring the Canadian league instead of the ungrateful one he plays in currently is immense. I think everybody knows that, including Nike, which is why he has his own shoe. All right, back to it.
Beanie,
Words of
appreciate it.
encouragement.
What is this?
We love to see Shedeur enjoying himself. So this is a treat for us and them.
I'm happy I got all these hoodies, this a blanket. Oh, this even better.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like
This
it.
is even better.
That's the blanket. I thought it was a hoodie. Okay. Y'all, somebody sent him like a long sleeve jersey with number 32 on it. I was like, what was that? It was nice too.
Who's that from?
They came too Trump.
Soul Premise. Appreciate it.
This feels like a bit of a baby
Travel
shower.
bag.
They got an S on it.
Let's do it. I don't know how we're gonna be able to get back in the studio, but we'll figure it out when we figure it out.
Here, open up.
Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, that orange fit. Yeah, that one nice.
Keep you warm, hot chocolate and marshmallows, and the best bag of graham crackers you'll ever taste. All right. I'm kind of hungry now too. Marshmallows, hot chocolate. Yeah. I'm gonna have this later. When it gets dark outside, and graham crackers. Appreciate it. Let's have this later on. Edible opus. Whatever that is. Okay, bet.
That is
Fire.
nice.
We need those track
He
suits.
received several gifts that had like the top of the bottoms, the hat. People really looked out
Oh
for
my
him.
God.
You don't like that one.
Hold on. This is crazy. It's called Search.
A book. I don't know if you're gonna ever get to it. There's so much stuff you can't even
Bro, this
see.
is gonna
Most
be like
of
an
it.
hour video. I heard news about things being stolen. I thought I'd help the best way I can. Some new quality search pieces for you. Hope these could fit wardrobe and Cleveland winter. If there's anything you don't like, feel free to give it to Shiloh. I said I saw he didn't have any gifts under the tree this year.
Give it to Shiloh if you don't work out.
Appreciate it, Kagan McGabe.
I want Shiloh, and this just me. I want Shiloh to be on part 2. I want Shiloh to come to Cleveland because he's in Miami. I just saw him, he redid his hair. I want Shiloh to be on part 2. What do y'all think about that? I mean, yeah, keep the current, his friends, and actually Florida's like a brother. But I need the hilarity, the comedy. I want to see Shiloh, especially since they say give this to Shiloh. I was like, that's the moment right there. So let me know what y'all think about Shiloh being on part 2. Man, I wish Shiloh was there. I wish he was up there. This would be hilarious.
Yeah, Cornelius. Look,
Or
we
Travis.
got too much merch. Just too much. We throwing merch. It's crazy. XL.
Oh my.
Perfect size. Large. XL. We good. Socks. We need those.
Oh yeah, this hoodie. It's nice.
Let's do it. Hats. We need those. Socks. We need those. Sweatpants. We need those.
A lot of merch.
Hoodie. Fire. Sweatpants. Fire. Shirt. Let's do it.
Shirts, sweatpants, hoodies, hats.
Shout out shirts. Shout out shirts.
Candles, jerseys, blankets. A lot of help, like self-care stuff too. This is nice. This is way to decide to record this. Look how that's a poster of him.
Hey.
That is nice. That is nice.
Sorry.
Shout out to whoever made that.
No, you don't know what this is?
That's him.
You know what type of... I'm sorry.
I see it.
He doesn't...
It look like Shiloh from behind.
He talking about he don't know.
Whoa. Hold on, okay? What's up, bro? What's up, bro? No, I definitely got to put this up.
That's nice. That was really nice. This feels like a virtual baby shower.
Here you'll find my signature fingers. Okay. One for you and your leading lady. They know I wasn't going to know what that meant. So they put my mom. That's funny. Composers speak volumes, no matter the noise. Stay locked in. Your preparation and talent will always have you rise. Room for you. Thank you. It's fire.
See, y'all, the original video is 22 minutes long. Of course, I couldn't get out 22 minutes. So we'll do a part 2 later.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do a live
This made
reaction
me
later.
fall in love. We gonna call this fall in love.
I like that.
Falling in love.
You put this on, you gonna fall in love with somebody.
Oh yeah. You guys smell like Macy's in here.
You put anybody in the comments, anybody in our comments sent him cologne or somebody candle. They was in love with a candle. Anybody sent the candle, anybody sent the cologne, let me know. And anybody sent like those sets, those tops and those bottoms and those jeans. Oh my goodness. Let me know if anybody's in the comments sent any of that stuff. Shout out to y'all. This all you gonna fall in love with somebody. Man. So happy belated Christmas. Merry Christmas. I say happy belated Merry Christmas.
Nah, the first one for sure. I like the first one. Appreciate it. Oh,
Look at all of this stuff, y'all.
I see.
And this is not all of it.
What up on my knife? It's gonna be tough trying to pick everything up. Come on, gang. You don't have like that, bro.
Wide open.
You don't have scissors like that, bro. Some people would probably not.
Shout out to his friends for helping him.
Oh, we got the small ones. I was about to say,
Some people
Miss
were
Cologne?
really worried about them. Some people, okay, I'm gonna stop it there. So y'all go watch Shedeur's entire video. I only did a reaction to like the first 10 minutes. I think, was it like a 39-minute video? I still have part 2 to do. I have to get it, put it together, and then we do a live reaction to part 2 because I didn't see everything. And plus, I must have missed the part when they first started. They had jeans, they had like these fly denim jeans, they had like track suits. Man, that stuff was like, they had jackets. The jackets were crazy nice. I'm like, who is sending this stuff? And so I want to kind of go over all of that stuff too. So I'm gonna let this go and we're gonna hop into our comment section. Y'all go watch my reaction video because I did figure out number 32. I had to Google it. I said, who is number 32 for the Browns? It was Jim Brown. And shout out to everybody that told me in the comments. Hop over to our comment section. I'm going to turn on some music so we can vibe. It's just about the weekend. So let's get into it. All right. Whew. Let me see. For leading the way through the comments. I appreciate you, fam. Thank you for holding it down. Please like, hype, and subscribe. And say, remember, if you want the truth, just talk to a Black woman. I know that's right. I know that's right. Because if y'all been paying attention all across all these platforms, Black women out here telling the whole man and not holding back. They on some of these big platforms, small platforms, sports platforms, politics. I mean, on crossing the spectrum, up and down, left and right. It don't matter. I love to see it. I said there need to be more women in this space. I was on TikTok yesterday. There are a lot of women, Black women, in this space on TikTok. Somebody, you know how you have the Shedeur files, right? Somebody started another podcast like on TikTok and it's animated like that. I think her name is Jazzy. So I try to shout out people, shout out to aunties for Shedeur Sanders. They've been doing really good on IG. I've been seeing people on Threads. So I shout out people wherever I can. And we're growing in this space. We're growing in the podcast space overall. So shout out to Black women. Pat on the back for that because we have value and opinion and experience. So shout out to Black women for taking advantage of and making this a niche for us in the podcast piece. All right, so let me get back to the comments. And fellas, thank y'all for being allies and holding us down. We appreciate it. I want to make sure I say we have a lot of male allies out there. Thank you so much. Ramont, thank you so much. Lady T, how you doing? Welcome back. Hey, Miss Pamela, how you doing? Welcome back. Hey, Miss D, welcome back. Good evening. Crowley, welcome back, fam. Love to have you. Lovely one forever. He has to say that, but he is 412. He had his back. I don't think he has to say anything. I think he has to be honest. And I know people are kind of hoping that that's what it is. You know why it's not? Because of the owner. This is why you hear me saying it's time to talk new ownership. Cut out all the dumb stuff. Stop with the racism. The merry-go-round of coaches is not going to matter because it's the owner, and even the NFL knows this because NFL insiders have said it. The Browns will be the Browns as long as the current owner is the current owner. And if they replace the current owner with someone with the same mentality that does not value Black men in leaderships, but only seeks to mock them, like the current owner mocked Sashi Brown, fired him so he couldn't pick Lamar, and reducing Andrew Berry to a go fetch and to only devalue Black talent, especially Black rookie talent or undrafted free agents, and use that to Andrew to use his melanin to do his bidding and to shield him at the same time. That's why, unfortunately, the role that Andrew Berry is allowing himself to play, and I don't know what he thinks he's getting out of it, but he's sacrificing his integrity and his reputation and he's being reduced to nothing but a go fetch and a Steven. Somebody to use and pit against black people in the same environment that he's in. That's no different. And I really used to like Andrew Berry, but after all of that playing in Shedeur's face, but sticking to the script, yeah, you know, we're still looking for a leader. That position isn't solidified. Shame on him. No point in having the melanin if you just gonna use it to perpetuate white supremacy, because that's what he's doing. And Monken isn't any better. He just don't have no melanin. He doing the same thing. They understand this. These people know that this is about containing Shedeur Sanders. And that's wrong because it's happening on other teams. So that means that black quarterbacks are being targeted. It's that got PTSD from what Shedeur went through last season. I know that's right. That's why I really have to kind of weed through some of the Falcon stuff that I see. I'll see it and keep it pushing. I don't even engage because I'm not getting tied up with Stefanski again. They know what they're doing by sending him over there. Those Atlanta Falcons fans, those diehards, they better wake up over there. Ty Monken is on some slick stuff. Facts. Hey, Niecy, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I watched and listened to Monken's entire interview. I am not blind. Monken has no power. He's doing the owner's bidding. The owner's bidding is to derail and devalue Shedeur, along with the other 31, 32 owners that took him off the board in the draft. The collusion continues. Monken can have all the hopefulness he wants to. I'm sure when he took the job, he didn't want to sign up to be the public saboteur. So he's leaning on, yes, Shedeur's elite, but there should be an open competition. I don't know why there would be. There's a mountain of evidence that proves that the kid is QB1. All he has to do is be honest, but just like Andrew Berry, he's sticking to the script. And it's okay to disagree. I haven't been wrong yet. I haven't been wrong yet. You shouldn't have to read between the lines. It's called transparency. It said the pop-up membership live was off the chain. Let's go. It said, see you, Shedeur, unbroken video was fired. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Hey, Isaiah. Hey, how you doing? Welcome back. Bye, Livingston. Oh, Crowley, thank you. When I heard that, I was like, okay, I'm excited. My wishes, my prayers are being answered. I'm like, I pointed out, I said, Livingston is gone. Those quarterbacks went back to school. And I said, I'm looking for a veteran, a QB that's already on the ground while they're being sabotaged, set up, or whatever, to know their worth and keep it pushing. Say thank you, but no thank you. Deuces. Just one. Just one. And then one who might be visiting Canada. I'm just saying. I don't know. Trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. It's that Shedeur will be QB1. Monken just saying what a coach has to say. Monken doesn't have to pretend Shedeur's not the guy. Monken should have come in after the owner committed to Shedeur. And since the same thing is happening in Atlanta where Stefanski is, and this is exactly what Stefanski did, it's the owner. By process of elimination, the same behavior. The owner is the common denominator. Andrew Berry doesn't have any power. That's obvious. Tom Telesco would have never been over there to hire Monken if Andrew Berry had power. And if Andrew Berry had power, how dare he stand aside and allow Stefanski, who's not his equal, to abuse that young man? So he has no power. It's easy to see what's going on. If you look holistically, it's a script. It's a script. Devalue the black quarterback. Change the coach so the coach can make it harder for this person to get to QB1. The competition. Let's see who has to compete this year. Let's see who has to compete. You're welcome, Michael. Thank you so much. It said, after the way the Browns treated Shedeur last season, I don't trust the Browns organization or the NFL. I can't see anybody trusting anything that they say. Master manipulators. I totally agree with that one. Totally agree with that one. E-Files with the Browns. New ownership now. I think they were in there. I don't think they were in the E-Files. I don't think. Too bad. But they got something else going on, so it'll come out in due time. It'll come out. Because arrogance doesn't know when to quit. Well, you can't put nothing past the Browns. I'm from the show me state. I know that's right. And earlier, we were talking. I said, I feel sorry for some of these people who genuinely can't see. But for the ones who want to make excuses, it's so funny. It's interesting to me how some people are so ready to accept second place for Shedeur when Dylan had to prove absolutely nothing. And he's getting kicked out, seemingly kicked out or rewarded. Let's see where he lands. Let's see what position he's in. Let's see what quarterbacks have to compete. I follow all of the black quarterbacks, right? So let's see who's made to compete, because I checked last year. It was Spencer Rattler, it was Shedeur, and they moved Anthony Richardson out the way with an injury, and somehow he never gets his job back. He only got 2 years to be great. The one they replaced him with, Daniel Jones, who they moved from Minnesota, knowing Minnesota needed a quarterback, got 6 years to fail. The biggest tell is going to be Cam. Because last year, they tried to force Cam to compete with Will Levis, and Will Levis decided he needed surgery, so I can't help you with that. Come to find out, somebody posted the career earnings for Kirk Cousins. Do y'all know Kirk Cousins has made $321 billion? For what? That contract that he got from Atlanta was criminal. All he did was get sent to Atlanta to block Michael Penix Jr. and get the coach fired. That's it. And shut up about it. We just need to use you. So let's see where he lands. 20 million followers and counting. Now it's time to stand up for nephew. Facts. Absolutely facts. Our rookie QBs have a long way to go no matter who they are. Here's the thing, right? We all are students of life. But for Bo Nix to just come in as QB1 and Shedeur to be devalued, then he earns it. Then he has to earn it again. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses, because when this happens in your personal life, you're going to understand. Stop making excuses and accepting that Shedeur has a long way to go. Shedeur showed you he doesn't have a long way to go. The NFL is not brain surgery, okay? Stop making it seem like he needs a specialized skill set. He needed an opportunity, and that's what they denied him. And they pushed him down in the draft to make it harder for him to get that opportunity. And then they decided, we're going to let him play out here and exploit him for likes and clicks after the fans are upset, so people could buy season tickets for next year thinking he's the guy. It's just all placating. They should have committed to him when he got them into the playoff hunt. They should have committed to him after the game against Vegas. They should have committed to him after the Titans game. They should have committed to him after the Bills game. Do I need to keep going on? He's good enough to play more games than Dylan, but he had to be behind Dylan. And now with Dylan leaving to make space for somebody else, Shedeur has to compete with them too. No, this is only happening because of the sheer number of black quarterbacks that there are. And they think, the Browns, that this is how you handle a black quarterback. You have to run a sham of a competition and find a way to make sure they still can't get to QB1 until it's too late to be on record as QB1. Stop making excuses. When people show you who they are, believe them and stop making excuses for them. Monken is on that BS, following the same script that was left for him by Stefanski, because it was given to Stefanski by the owner. It said the Cleveland Browns media is on it. It said Mary Cabot and Company, they can't hide. No, they can't hide it. They leading the way. I saw them today. I didn't watch it, but I saw the caption where they were talking about Ty Sampson and remember what did I tell y'all when they brought up Drew Allard? I said they only throwing Drew Allard out there to check the temperature of the fan base to see if they gonna boo other people or if they standing behind Shedeur. When was the last time you heard Drew Allard's name? Since then, you've heard Ty Sampson, and then went right back to Malik Willis. Why Malik Willis? Because he's black. Because he's black. And Malik Willis and Deshaun, listen to Monken talk about Deshaun. I mean, when the guy was good previously, I mean, I think he deserves a shot. So now you want to get Malik Willis, Deshaun, and Shedeur, stack 3 elite QB1 starting quarterbacks on the same team so they can't play for 3 different teams. Thereby 17, 18, or 19, 20 are black starting quarterbacks. This is a numbers game. And it's about black quarterbacks. And as the numbers of black quarterbacks rise, they want to strip away the power and prestige and influence and the status of being the most important position on the team. Now you have to compete for it when you're drafted in the first round. So they're going to pay Mendoza $50 million and he's going to have to compete. Let's see if he has to compete. Because they wanted Cam, who was number 1 last year, to compete. They gave Caleb Williams back up $10 million. Let's see if they make him compete. Stop making excuses for people who have shown you who they are. If Monken is all in on Shedeur, why does he have to compete? Right. Or is he following the script by the owner? Fact, he shouldn't have to compete. And why are all of these black quarterbacks have to compete with each other with one arm tied behind their backs? I know that's right. And then go out here and play with one arm tied behind your back because your O-line is dirt diving. And rather than secure and retain the best talent and play the best talent and make adjustments to the best talent, you want to play the people that you have somehow convinced and or bribed to fail the black quarterback. Just look at the sheer injuries. Just like the injuries that black quarterbacks had last year versus white quarterbacks. Joe Burrow had turf toe. Black quarterbacks all had season-ending injuries where insurance companies can pay Pat Mahomes $400 million contract for 1 year. Michael Penix Jr. contract paid for 1 year. Deshaun Watson, $46 million paid for 1 year. Ladies and gentlemen, that is fraud. Because they have no incentive to get these guys back onto the field, and that's the goal, to move them out the way and get paid for it. They have thought about this. Those are great wide receivers. So, who was that? BTC boy said he likes the Chris Olave and Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay, all right, we'll see where that goes. Because I would think if you were bringing Marvin Harrison Jr., I would think he would be wide receiver 1. So do you think they're talking about maybe a trade? Maybe a trade? Trading Jerry Jeudy and bringing in Marvin Harrison Jr. or Chris Olave? I feel like Chris Olave will be the best choice. Let me know your thoughts there. Thank you, BTC. I appreciate it. It said with the current ownership, it's an uphill battle for 12 getting anything that will propel him to success. Facts. I totally agree. It said if Monken said Shedeur didn't have to compete and the Cleveland media would be talking negative, I don't give a damn about the Cleveland media. Monken's job is not to placate the media that bootlicks the Browns. Monken has the upper hand here. Monken is not placated to the media. Monken is following the script given to him by the owner, which is why I say it's time to push for new ownership. Monken don't give a damn about the media. He has the power. They do not. They want the access to Monken. Monken doesn't want the access to the media. So that's false. That's false. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. It's the owner. It's the owner. That's who it is. He's the common denominator because Barry don't have no power. It said Haslam is trying to placate. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so you say Haslam trying to placate the fans that share his values, whereby they do not value black people and black quarterbacks in leadership. I don't know, because from what I can tell from the petition, the fans that have been around the longest are the ones that are disgusted with Haslam. They are the ones that put out the petition that says they wanted accountability. And if they can't get accountability, they want new ownership. Based off the bit we've seen since Monken was hired, Shedeur introduction to Monken, and all of the other combined interviews, not the talking points from the talking heads, but from Monken himself at the combine. accountability you're not going to get. That's what you should have learned from this. Just this short window, you're not getting accountability. They sticking to the script. And they trying to placate the fans by saying, yeah, the Browns want to recognize some of the long-term fans. They didn't ask you for recognition. They asked you for stability in a team that wants to win. Because ultimately, like myself and others, these people grew up with these teams. And I know it pains them to see these teams just turned into nothing but cash cows with no intent to win. And your agendas being fulfilled. Agenda is your racial politics. Remember we heard from that white guy last year that said Stefanski's agenda is ruining everything? That Stefanski had an agenda. The owner has an agenda too. And it's time for the owner to go. So I don't know who's placating who, but I think it's the owner. I think it's all on him. They said the Browns are getting national games this year, and they have to play Shedeur as he will bring in views and marketing dollars. Yeah, well, why were they trying to crush his fingers so Dylan could play? The Browns don't have to do anything, and nobody is holding them accountable to even do right, which is the bare minimum. To run the team competitively, which is something they don't do. To offer stability in a competitive product, something they are not focused on. The Browns are more focused on containing and holding back Shedeur and other black quarterbacks to fulfill the objective of 17-32 than they are being competitive to win games. Because according to them, you just don't watch it on TV anyway, and that's what we want because each owner gets how much? They split 32 ways, billion in TV revenue. They don't even care if you don't show up. It's just an embarrassment if you don't. They believe they have the fans over a barrel because we did grow up with the sport. I don't know about them, but I'm already looking around. So when Shedeur go, we go, and I'm going. I can't speak for nobody else. But you let Canada materialize into something. Then why you think I looked up the date as to when it starts and how the league is growing? Shedeur just wants to play. And there are sponsors that will sponsor him to go play somewhere because he can make more money for himself and for them. Understand this. The league and the Browns suppressing Shedeur is affecting who? The people that sponsor him. So it does make sense for him to move on, especially with these two-faced talking points. Yeah, Shedeur's elite, but yep, he gonna have to earn it again. Well, I don't know why he wouldn't. Why the hell would he? That's not the process. So you want to change the process now. You want to change the process now. 17-32. Thank you for that, BTC. That was good perspective. Yep, Shedeur Sanders has done enough. Shout out to Mika. Our nephew, 12 legendary Pro Bowler, Shedeur Sanders have done enough. He doesn't need to compete. Go make those other people compete. I agree. Monken and Barry is doing what Haslam wants. Thank you, Pamela. That's why the owner has to go. Word on the street in Cleveland is Dylan Gabriel is getting cut. Can't be traded. No one wants Dylan. Yeah, Stefanski got fired. And in 2 weeks, he had a new job. And he makes $15 million a year. The previous coach had a better record and only made $3 million a year. Let's see what Dylan Gabriel ends up. And how much of his contract is he going to get? Just the 1 year? If I'm Dylan, I would sue y'all because y'all was playing in my face the whole time. But then again, maybe he knew. Maybe they felt like it was better than being an undrafted free agent. So we'll give you 1 year, get you a little, about $1 million or $2 million, and then that's it. Probably about $2.5 million for the 1 year. So we'll see. But it is true that Andrew Berry, when he talked at the combine, his speech essentially was, it was nice knowing you, Dylan. You'll be fine somewhere else. Yeah. So it's not a secret that Dylan is moving on. Remember we were talking, I said, why is it you don't hear from Dylan? I mean, just nothing. Now you know. His house in wherever they were staying in Cleveland probably empty. They probably only had a 1 year lease. I want to see what happens to that case after Dylan leaves. That's what I want to see. I want to see if suddenly we're going to hear some new development after he leaves. So much for the supercomputer. Also in the Raiders camp, they may trade Max Crosby. I heard he wants to go to Pittsburgh now. Is that right? So that means that they'll have Ashton Jeanty as the running back. They'll have Mendoza as the check down king. And they'll make Geno Smith, who's listed in the e-files in some manner, QB2, 3, or 4. Let's see if they can use the e-files to parlay him out of his contract. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Peyton Manning in there along with Geno Smith, but I hadn't heard Peyton Manning's name. So let's just see what happens. Monken, enough with the gaslighting. Thank you. That's all it is. It's that talk is cheap. I want to see what Monken does with Shedeur. Thank you. That's why I said, I caution you. Don't buy into this. Let's see what happens. Because they have a plan. If he's out here being two-faced, and, oh, Shedeur's elite, but he has to compete for it. That's two-faced. That's double talk, right? That means they have a plan for the competition, the reps divided up. They're going to try to skirt any PR nightmare like last year. And somewhere the situation is going to bottleneck and it's going to be a problem for Shedeur. Or they're going to have Malik, Shedeur, and Deshaun, or Ty Simpson, Shedeur, and Deshaun. Now, whoever they get will be there when the Manning kid comes in. So whoever is less of a threat. Now, I could see a case where they get Malik Willis and pay him Shedeur Sanders money like they paid Travis Hunter Shedeur Sanders money and rub that in Shedeur Sanders' face for year 2. And then next year, when the Manning kid comes, they contain Malik Willis behind him, even though Malik Willis makes more money. Then Ty Sampson, he'll probably come. He comes in. You know with how that's going to go. That's just Dylan. Not in terms of his playing style, but I heard he's not that good. So, yeah, I guess it is a Dylan. It is somebody that's happy to be drafted, that can be used as a wedge. He's white. I'm not sure if they will put him in that position, but they did put Kirk Cousins in that position. So he could be there when the Manning kid comes and not be a threat to the Manning kid because know your place, you're lucky to be here. Because that's what it was with Dylan. So I could see either one. And both are designed to devalue and derail Shedeur and say, well, he's just not that good. And to make him work hard for something like they're never going to, dangling a carrot and he's never going to get it. And then Shedeur, the other quarterback, and Deshaun all play enough games that none of them are the QB1 on record. So you can't say there were 17 black quarterbacks. So you can't say, you will not be able to say if they split up the games 3 ways, that black quarterbacks made a historic moment where they're now leading 17 NFL teams and 17 QB1s out of 32. That's how important that is to them, so it seems. Anything to keep Shedeur from QB1 for the season, because anything to prevent the historic moment where the group of people that they believe have lower cognitive functioning that are not the majority of quarterbacks overall have risen to the majority of the starters on 17 or 18 or 19 of 32 NFL teams. That seemingly is a nightmare for them. Why? You keep asking black people to be photographers. You keep advertising to black women with our hair care products that you think we don't know are no longer owned by black people. So what's the problem? Racism. If you heard how that hopefully now fired professor at Hunter College talked about black people on what they are calling a hot microphone, that she apparently didn't know she was not muted, saying that we're stupid, and if you tell us to go sit in the back of the bus, we'll just do it and not fight for equality, which could not be further from the truth. But she's trying to say, oh, all you have to do is tell black people just to play a subservient role and they'll do it. People are coming back and saying that this is how white people talk about black people when black people or brown people are not in the room. I would love to see some communique from the Browns organization when talking about the quarterbacks, especially the black ones? Do they have the same sentiment? Because they treat their black quarterbacks as if they're not good enough to lead. They treat their black GMs as if they're not good enough to have power and autonomy to draft for the team, including Lamar Jackson or Shedeur Sanders. Sashi Brown lost his job when he wanted to draft Shedeur, but somehow Andrew Berry kept his. And maybe it's because on day 3 of the draft, he went along with the script. Shedeur Sanders' skill set wasn't elite enough to be a second-round pick after they spent the majority of the pre-draft process with him, and that they got him at a deep discount, and there's an alternative use for the selection. What the hell is the alternative use? To contain him on the bench and use him for likes and clicks? Is that it? I'm not going to say I'm disappointed in Andrew Berry, but karma will not be kind to him for letting those people use his melanin to devalue black people that look like him and shield them in their racism. What happened to Steven in the Django? How did his character end up by the time the movie was off? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. All black Cleveland fans that are capping for Monken will get their feelings hurt when he shows their true agenda. Yeah, you have to be able to separate the two. Almighty works in ways we can see. The defensive coordinator of Colorado is gone. Yes, and to us that seems unexpected, but it does seem that there were some things happening in the works. So I question, why did they wait so late if he only went right there to Denver? They care so much after he's no longer at Colorado. They picked him up in Denver. Why didn't they just offer him a job? The timing is the crux of it all. And people are like, well, how's Colorado going to be able to fill in the gaps? Well, clearly they already have somebody who's capable. You know, Coach Prime is smart, just like Shedeur, right? So I guess they thought they were going to trip up the Buffs by taking Pecco and Livingston leaving late. He always knew he was going to leave. The Browns got national attention and marketing last season only to sabotage Shedeur. Yep, the NFL has proven what it's about. Nothing has changed, right? And people need to stop being blind to that. Shedeur has so many options outside the NFL. They're going to mess around and lose their opportunity. It's funny how they don't even see it as that. That's why. We see it as an opportunity. They know what he can do and don't want it because he's black. The draft was never about Coach Prime. And look at how they scapegoated him. Now they're over there trying to destroy his college program, not because he was in the NFL or his sons wanted to play in the NFL, but because he's a black head coach in a Power 5 or 4, and they don't like that. He wasn't the first to be sabotaged. He's not going to be the last. So I advise these black coaches to go to these HBCUs and build them up. And then when they do that, they're going to somehow start changing the programs. But for now, that's what you do. They said Penix is on his way to QB3, and that's a shame. That's a shame. Because what did the owner say? Oh, Michael Penix is a starter. I said, not if you hire Stefanski. You know what you're doing. You see how he lied? And now their fans ought to feel played. So why are you giving all this money to HBCUs? But look at how you treated Michael Penix Jr. And they got rid of one hell of a running back. I was like, so y'all just letting Stefanski gut the team, huh? Let's see who they replace these people with. They have, I think, replaced 2 or 3 people so far. They have several people going through free agency. Algiers, that's his name? Aguilar or something like that. Dude is a beast. So they just gonna use, I guess I keep wanting to call it Quashawn Junkins, but Bijan Robinson as a workhorse. Let's see what happens with him. And he went to the University of Texas too, which means he should be used to such an environment. But quiet as it's kept, Michael Penix and company wants out of the Falcons since the Stefanski hire. Really? When did you hear that? So I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it because he knows what's going to happen. I mean, he just kind of knows what's going to happen, right? I think Stefanski was nervous and scared when he first got there because it's so many people against him. And I don't know about the Falcons fans. They could be sitting back waiting in the weeds to just sit there and let that stadium have the wind blow through it hollow and empty like a dusty western town or something like that. Or then again, they could be buying into the sauce. I don't know. It's still cold out here. When it warm up, I will be asking though. I will, because I really want to know, like, not what the analysts think or the people equivalent to the Browns media. I don't care what they think. They don't even think. They just repeated what the teams want them to push out, what the NFL wants them to push out. I want to talk to the fans that are diehards, that have season tickets since Coach Prime was there. I want to know what they think. So I would have to hit the streets of Atlanta and start asking questions. This coach sounds insane. Not enough film. Really? Yeah, right. I think he caught himself. He was like, yeah, that's not enough years of film. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? See, they just want to push the narrative that they had all of these black quarterbacks coming out from 2020 to 2025, 3 at a time. I guess for the social justice movement. Now that they done ripped that off the end zone, we got to do that no more. And now that they pushing 17, timeout, we didn't sign up for that. And see, the Browns gave away their first round picks so they wouldn't have to pick a black wide receiver, black O-lineman. That'll probably never happen. A black defensive lineman. They gave Myles Garrett the money, right? He could have walked. Oh, congratulations to Myles Garrett. I heard he got engaged to his fiance. That's good. That's real good. I wonder how many times he wondered if he should have just left. Because they're going to use him as a puppet. And see, now it's different with Shedeur in Cleveland because, you know, he was new and it was obvious that you gravitate towards people when you're new. Well, now he's not new. And he already know who slid for him and who decided to let themselves be intimidated and pushed around. So it'll be interesting to see how things go this year. And he's not expecting anything from anybody. He looks so refreshed and happy. It's like he was never there. Talking about the Dollar General getting cut. That's what they saying. The Dollar General is getting cut. They said stop Todd. 12 has a resume before he got sabotaged. Johnny United's Golden Arm Award ready. Yeah, they want to totally ignore that. They want to totally ignore all of that. It said I saw a mainstream media article talking about CU with all black staff and how historic that is. Okay. That's what they talking about, how we better keep our head on the swivel. Because the referees, understand, when they let you do something, you have to wonder what it is they have already planned. Because they haven't changed their mindset. One of the things you should have learned from these e-files is how they feel about black people and what they think we are useful for. And if it's not in that context of the work relationship, they're not changing their minds. See, I think a lot of us don't understand how deep-seated the racism is. So like when the professor got caught on camera, there were 3 black people, I think, and on the Zoom, it was like a grown man that was in the class and 2 young ladies, right? And, you know, when stuff like that happens, it's what happens after that matters, right? And the guy that's called out the lady's name, he said, what you're saying is hearable. I'm like, what you should have said is what you have said is despicable, and we need you to log off immediately. You will be contacted by human resources. That's what should have been said. Not, we can hear you. I don't give a damn about hearing. We don't condone this. I'm gonna need you to log off. This is offensive to this class, and HR will contact you immediately. They need to know that there's consequences for these kind of behavior. Because what we see from Cleveland and in the NFL, there's no consequences. And the way Cleveland is moving, they don't fear any. And I kind of can see why. Because you see what it is. But even that's changing. When you take everybody was involved, but then all of a sudden one person's information goes missing and everybody else can get it, that's when the pointing starts. That's when the pointing starts. And remember, There are videos now surfacing showing who from the NFL is in the e-files. I think they still only have about 4 of them, but it's really 9, including the Falcons owner. And it could be something minor, but he's still in there, especially if he was trying to conduct business. Because now this is what people are saying. Oh, okay, you were still conducting business with somebody who was a registered. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not a good look. People in foreign countries have already been fired for that. You know better. And the large number of people trying to normalize this is what I think is crazy. Oh, this is nothing. Oh, yeah? Oh, okay. All right. We gonna see. Bet. You gonna see. It said they are always moving the goalposts for elite black QBs. Yup, Crowley. It said we need our own league. Yeah, people keep saying that more and more and more. More and more. It said NFL Browns organization and Cleveland media being watched 24/7 by us. I totally agree. I totally agree. And again, that's something that they're choosing intentionally to discount. Bet. 22 is saying Andrew Berry and Monken are building a team around Shedeur quietly. They can't let the media know. What? Why not? You can let Shedeur know. That's false. That's that kind of hopeful naivete that's gonna keep some people with their feelings hurt. We try to tell you. Andrew Berry was playing in Shedeur face and Shedeur figured it out. And Monken is Stefanski 2.0, but he's not gonna be on the record to be the abuser. But he will be the derailer. He will be the one to devalue him. He's okay with that under the guise of a competition. You ought to ask yourself, why is he so happy with a competition that took place last year about the outcome? Even at some point, it looked like Stefanski got upset that Shedeur was allowed to play, and it went against whatever plan they told him was the plan. Like they switched up on him, which might be why he over there making $15 million. Because before he left Cleveland, he kept referring to it as a script, like he was trying to tell. Coach Prime is extremely smart and always has a backup plan. Right. And Shedeur took right after him. Right after him. And that's exactly what I think he has. He said that he is going to Canada. He said he's going to go visit. Fans are sick and tired of it. Yup, fans are tired of it. Just like the WNBA. And I heard the WNBA is still stiff-arming. They players, they still negotiating. And it's not working out. The players have given up this. They've gone from like 31% with shared revenue down to 27%. They reduced the overall salary cap by $1 million. And they said the WNBA didn't even show up prepared for the meeting. Remember when I told y'all they gave them that revenue sharing? And I said the reason why, from a business perspective, they gave it to them. It was like, look, since y'all want to be asking for all this, let me just give you this and shut up and go away. That's how they feel. That's how the Browns feel. Oh, just shut up and go away. We gonna placate you to shut up and go away. Well, the beauty of women's basketball is they have unrivaled. And the WNBA's unseriousness. They don't value the players. Come back to bite them. Unless they feel like they can be some kind of farm club where they just get these girls out of college for cheap. And I don't give a damn about what the stars think, but that's who's going to end up in unrivaled. And then what's going to happen? All that attention that you built up is just going to go away. Because Angel Reese already said it. She thinks unrivaled might become the club of choice. So that might be the upper echelon. And the WNBA, like the Cleveland Browns, just keep something on the court to make money off of. Totally unserious. It's not about the sport. It's about the television revenue and keeping bodies on the field or the court. And I don't care if y'all don't win. We ain't trying to win. Our overall agenda supersedes our winning. And 17-32 is the overall agenda. Right. He said he was going to Canada soon. That's what he said, DC. That's what he said. That's what he said. If Shedeur leaves the NFL for the CFL, then I will not watch the NFL games. Hell, you and a lot of other people. I mean, they'll still watch the other games, but they will watch him. They will watch him. Point is, we know the Sanders always have a plan. That's what it is. Shedeur Sanders have a few former players in Canada from Colorado. Facts. What is his name? Is it Justin Mayers, number 66? He's up there too, right? And it's gonna be some people from this class that's gonna end up there. Watch. I remember what Shedeur Sanders said. Powerful short message. The fans let him know how much he's loved. Fact. And you notice they didn't share any of that. See, they don't like that. They don't like that because they can't control the outcome. That means the fans are likely going to have some say-so if we mistreat him. So what you get up front is Monken selling verbiage. But at the same time, he has to earn it. Yeah, okay. Well, if you thought that you needed to placate the fans, why do you think they gonna let Shedeur competing again slide? See, answer that question. If you know that you have to placate the fans, that you send Monken out here acting nicer and not like a savage like Stefanski and saying things to keep people engaged and on the hook, at what point do you think the fans are going not to catch on? They're going to catch on with he has to compete again. People are already upset about that. So what makes you think you don't have to worry about the fans at that point? You have to worry about them in the beginning, but somewhere in the middle, I could disregard them. And why would that be? Have they bought all of the tickets? Are they all the tickets sold out? That would be the only thing that makes sense. You're just placating to get past a sales deadline. Otherwise, that's just ignorant. You have to always care what the fans think when you are in a business that caters on fans to help you make money. Am I right? Oh, okay. Tina said, I think he showed your book at the beginning of the opening of his packages. Oh, okay. I have to look at it again, Tina. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. He did get a lot of books too. It's that, remember when Prime visited Canada to see Mate, the kicker, play? Should have been the start of something then. I think it was. I think it was. I don't doubt it. I think there was something that was happening last year that we realized there was this relationship with Canada. And I was like, this is an avenue for his players to go if the NFL shuts him down. Yeah, that's what I thought. And remember, Coach Prime said he wanted Shedeur to come up to the school, and now Shedeur saying he's going to go visit Canada. Let's see if Shedeur goes visit Canada. It will be recorded. Am I right? He got a group of cameramen, because Studsville, who is one of the cameramen, was opening the packages while somebody else was filming. So if he goes to Canada for vacation, a visit, maybe he gonna go visit Justin Mayers. I don't know. Maybe he gonna go check out the weather. The point is, he has options. And I'm sure it'll be recorded and I'm gonna be watching it. Shedeur said he's gonna do a part 2. Oh, okay, good. Hey fam, how you doing? Hey Joanne, welcome. If you're not a fan of 12, you are a hater. Facts. It said Florida is really buffed. He's been in the gym. I think he's the trainer, right? Yeah, that makes sense. I think he's the trainer. I think he's the trainer. It says strength comes in numbers by way of 20 million followers and counting. Correct. And they don't like that. So let's see where the conversation goes beyond the wide receivers. Now, this is a conversation that we've heard outside of a quarterback. Other than them dismissing Wyatt Teller and quietly talking about Joel Bitonio, we should be hearing about the O-line. That should be the priority. And what we have heard thus far is shameful, that they were considering trading for somebody from Jacksonville who Jacksonville didn't want, who the analysts are like, he isn't even good. Why are you entertaining him? See, I think they don't understand. They're going to get a lot of pushback about this O-line that they're not building and playing in Shedeur Sanders' face when he's QB1. And people going to push back on them with Malik Willis too. Because then let's just talk about this racism with you stacking these elite black quarterbacks together. Why are we doing that? Because in Minnesota, you sent Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold to 2 different teams because they didn't need to be on the same team with J.J. McCarthy. But Minnesota needed a quarterback. So they could have kept one of the 2 of them. And both of the teams that Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones went to, they replaced black quarterbacks. This is about targeting black quarterbacks. And Monken is playing right into it, devaluing Shedeur, while Stefanski devalues Michael Penix Jr., while Indianapolis devalues Anthony Richardson, while Arizona, who colluded against Kyler Murray, devalues him. Let's see what happens with Jacoby Brissett. Then there's Jameis Winston. Pay attention. This is the league-wide issue in targeting of black quarterbacks. So there are not 17, 18, 19, or 20 when the season starts. Starting on 32 NFL teams. Shedeur said he's going to do a part 2 because he has plenty of items to open. Okay, good. And he did a good job. It felt like a big virtual baby shower. I think his friend Mayers plays in Canada, who was here visiting him too. Oh, that's connecting. There you go. That's what I said. He could be visiting Mayers, but let's see what happens with that. You see how the media totally ignored his, let me know if y'all see them talking about his haul, because they talked about Shiloh, they talked about Shedeur in Paris, and that didn't have nothing to do with them, right? Wasn't he over there for like fashion show or something like that, Fashion Week? They talked about that. I'm just saying. See, don't get lost on. They'll dangle a carrot in Shedeur's face enough so that he won't leave. And then when it's too late for him to go to Canada, you on the bench, or you can only play a certain number of games, like 7. They already have it on the NFL website that he should be happy being a backup, because that's what they want him to be. And as you could tell, all of their talking points, he got to compete again, is so that he'll be a backup. But they gonna dangle a carrot in his face enough so he don't go somewhere else. This is not about the fans. This is about him thinking, I have an opportunity. You know how you used to play that game at like Dave & Buster's? You put the coin in, and if you could let it land in the right place, it'll push out a whole lot of coins, but you never got all of the coins that it was showing you. It was just a rigged game. That's what this is for Shedeur. He's never going to get all of the coins that he was supposed to get, that they were showing him at number 2 overall. But they going to dangle enough and give him enough so that he doesn't go to Canada and make that team, make that league explosive. Because if he go, you think he the last one to go? No. So there's a method to the madness, and it's not about us. It's about what he thinks. Think about what Monken tried to make him feel welcome and valued, but he was playing in his face. Talking about, we wanted the draft year at 144, 143, really? That means that they believe he's stupid. That's what they think. So if we think he's stupid, like they think all of us are stupid, it's not just him. Oh, we'll just suggest that he's a backup and he'll just be happy with that. And then if not, let's just throw him a couple of carrots so he don't leave and go somewhere else, because why did they draft him in the first place? So he didn't go somewhere else. They never wanted him, but they drafted him to contain him. So he didn't go to Canada initially and ball out up there last year. Shedeur just wants to play ball. So we're going to see what happens. Tina says she hope he leave because she's sick of it. Yes, that was the Jim Brown jersey, number 32. Number 32 is Hall of Fame running back for the Cleveland Browns, Jim Brown's greatest running back in the history of football. He used to play for Cleveland too. How did that go? I wonder what the name of the cologne was that Shedeur received. I don't know, but sound like he got a lot of smell goods, a lot of facial like type products, body butters. I wanted to know about that candle. That's why I said, if anybody in our comments sent that candle and the cologne, let us know what y'all sent. He told me, this gonna make you fall in love. I love how someone sent a personalized mug for Shedeur. Shiloh, Bucky, and Dion. Oh, is that what that was? In the box when he was opening it, and he said, I'm gonna charge interest for Bucky's gift, Shiloh's giving his dad. Okay, that was a mug. Okay. It said the jersey cost the grip. That was nice. That was my favorite. I asked people what was their favorite gift, so I'm gonna ask y'all, what was y'all's favorite gift that he got? Some of y'all said the mug, For me, it was the Jim Brown jersey looking sweater. That was really nice. I think people would like to have that with Shedeur's 12 on it. Oh, and I'm going to ask a poll because people are wondering. I kind of feel like that's not really a priority right now. But somebody asked the question on X. Do you think Shedeur should keep the 12 or go back to the 2? I'm like, is he going to be there? Because I'm not convinced right now. Yesterday, it kept trying to roll off my tongue that he was going to Cincinnati. And I don't know why that is. I never even thought that was real because of Burrow. But it's true that Burrow is going out. But would he be QB1? I doubt it. Don't forget Flacco. They want Flacco to come back too. And Ohio is still Ohio. So, out of the fire, into the frying pan. Like I said, they're going to dangle a carrot in his face. It said the guy called Block Bully that wasn't drafted. Oh, he's up there too. Chidozie. So Chidozie's up there. Mayers is up there. Mates is up there. And when Shedeur was at Jackson State, I think they played together. Y'all remember Aubrey Miller at Jackson State? He got drafted to the NFL, but I didn't know he was in Canada. He got drafted out of Jackson State. Yep, he's up there too. So let's see how this video. We're going to need to get that footage if Shedeur go to Canada because he might get to see all of them. And ooh, the vibes alone. Yeah, the vibes alone. Miss Pamela says Salt and Stone Cologne. Okay, so for those that are asking, the name of the cologne is called Salt and Stone. Okay. All right, y'all, we're going to get ready to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. I still need to do the back half of the video, so maybe we'll do that tomorrow. We did the front half today, live reaction, and then I'll watch the second half and maybe I don't know if I'm going to do a reaction to it. We just might do a live reaction together. And then Shedeur is supposed to do a part 2. So we'll see, because I'll say something and then something else will come up. So just know that that's on deck. And of course, we'll check in with any of the conversation coming out of the Cleveland Browns. I enjoy watching how he reacted to the buttons. Oh my God, I like the buttons. I love the buttons. Do y'all remember seeing this man with his pet and his pet had the buttons? So Shedeur got a big box. Okay, I'm gonna definitely do a part 2 with the second half because I didn't show that part. The buttons, they had all of these different buttons, and he said he was going to use the one that when he asked, "Did you do this? Are you a liar?" And the button had different sayings of being a liar. So if y'all ever saw pet videos when people had asking their pet questions and they pressed the buttons, Shedeur got a box with several of those buttons. Go check that out. That is funny. So Tamika said she liked the buttons. No, that wasn't Tamika. That was, who's that? Destiny. Hey, Destiny. Destiny said she liked the buttons. Oh, Tamika bought the multiple beanies. So Tamika bought the multiple beanies. Okay. I can send him one. I have 2 or 3 different colors. I have to send him. I don't know if he want to wear stuff with his name on it though. But I ain't gonna think it to that hard. I want to send him. I don't know if Shedeur wears camo. I don't know if I ever saw him in camo. But I want to send him one that says Himothy. Yesterday I said him, but I think I wanted to say Himothy with the 12 on it. I don't know if he wear it, but it's cute. If not, Miss Pilar can wear it. I will put that in there and give it to Miss Pilar. So yeah, I like the buttons too. Remember, 2 is legendary. 2 is legendary. Selmo said his favorite was the 32 jersey. I agree. I really like that too. That was nice. How much y'all think that jersey cost? That was like a jersey sweater, right? I'm gonna go with about $200. So yep, 12 is a movement and not a moment, and 2 is legendary, and 12 is not thirsty. He's not. Hey, coach, how you doing? It said Monken told Shedeur when they first met that he tried to get him at Baltimore. Okay, all right. Monken did not try to draft Shedeur from Georgia. Monken successfully recruited Arch Manning to Georgia. Shedeur visited Georgia well before Monken worked there. Monken successfully recruited Arch Manning, but what happened is that the Manning kid went to Texas because Monken was hired away by Baltimore. So Monken is just back conveniently to get things together for the Manning kid. So pay attention to the receivers they bring in. Pay attention to an O-line. If they keep the same raggedy O-line this year, and they switch it out next year, then what does that tell you? They didn't want Shedeur to be successful. But we'll see. we'll see, because Shedeur clearly has options. And I keep saying the Browns gonna have to trade Shedeur, and they don't even know it yet. So shout out to Tamika for buying the beanies. Yes, he's worn camo. Okay, that's good. That's good. Tamika says she's a retired teacher and veteran. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Then I'm sure, I know he appreciates everything. I see Shiloh got his Louisiana hot sauce. I did see the hot sauce. I was wondering what that was about. Shiloh requested hot sauce. Did Shedeur used to have his own hot sauce? Or was it his own barbecue sauce when he was at Jackson State? It's either hot sauce or barbecue sauce or both. So I was wondering why they sent that. Okay, well, we gone. I went through all the comments. So we gone. We'll see y'all later. 130 of us. Hit the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't have to remind y'all we are this close to 7,000. Let's see if we can get there. I'm going to keep doing my part. So subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll be back tomorrow. Hit the like button and hype me up always. Hype me up. I think that really helps too. All right. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. Thank you. Sleep well, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow, and stay warm if it's snowing where y'all are.